On this episode of You, Me, and Sicily, we explore some of our favorite spots and street foods in the bustling city of Palermo on the west coast of Sicily. La frittura de pesce. Buono. Along the way, we will hear from our dear friend and licensed guide Gabriella, who was born in Bagheria. Palermo is an ancient Phoenician community founded between the 8th and 6th century BC. It later became a Carthaginian military base and was conquered by the Romans. The Arabs came next, followed by the Normans and the Spanish. Of course, there were other occupiers throughout history. At one point, Palermo became a main artistic, scholastic, cultural, and commercial epicenter of the Mediterranean. It was the capital of the Kingdom of Two Sicilies and is the capital of Sicily today. There's so much to see in this city, we pick some of our favorites. Let's start at one of the outdoor markets that is so emblematic of Palermo. The two main ones are Capo and Ballarò. They still thrive and are souk-like today. A definite stop to get the full effect of vendors selling all types of goods, besides fruits, vegetables, fish, cheese, meats, spices galore, sweets. There's also clothes and other items. And who can forget the street food? Look at that. Typical street food. Okay, look at this octopus.
Octopus, roasted octopus, potatoes.
This is a typical street food. Very typical. Oh, look at that. It looks good. Oh, yum. Anyone like this? It's really a gastronomical adventure.
Tre carne e uno spinaci.
Perfetto.
Okay.
I mean, life is
That's the meat one. And look at the spinach one. Ooh, there's the panelle sandwich, chickpeas, fried chickpeas. Look at that. All typical street foods. And there's the arancini, or here it's arancina.
Okay, we have sardine rolls, so with breadcrumbs, raisin, pine nuts,
Macaronello.
fried fish, like sardines.
So sardines, we've got all types of octopus, salad, and shrimp, gamberone.
Then the saltfish,
Involtini.
Parsley, those are veal rolls. Eggplant parmigiana. That's the typical Sicilian salad with potatoes, onions, and tomatoes. Caponata with capers, onions, celery.
What's your favorite?
My favorite one would be the eggplant parmigiana.
Ooh.
If you don't like it, you don't pay.
Really?
Se non è buono, non si paga.
There's the spleen. There's the spleen. Spleen sandwich. Big Palermo food. Panica miusa.
Because a kg is the kilo. We usually use a kg to describe the kilo, to define the kilo. But this is the way we write kilo. C-H-I-L-O. Zucchini. Those are the lips.
Oh, the long zucchini.
You see, those are zucchini.
Oh my God.
Sicilian zucchini.
Zucchini, generally, we chop it and we put in a pan. We make pasta. Zucchini pasta.
Look at that sfincione. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this.
Yeah, you smell the cheese, the ricotta, the pecorino, caciocavallo cheese. Buongiorno, signora.
Danni, palermitani usano la lattuga. Io sono palermitano e uso la cristallina.
Ah, sì?
Iceberg americano. As you walk through this market, things become cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. I just bought a head of lettuce for €1. Here it's 2 for €1. Why? Well, those stalls are for the privileged people here. Anyway, it's a steal. This is so fun. Best olives, Castelvetrano.
Chiesa del Carmine Maggiore.
The city of Palermo is rich in art. The Byzantine, Arab, and Norman influence can be seen everywhere. When I first entered the Cappella Palentina, the Arab Norman Palatine Chapel, I was overwhelmed by the intricate mosaic decorations. The chapel is within the palace of the Normans. This was the mastermind of Roger II and completed in the 1140s. Every inch is decorated. There are scenes from the Old and New Testaments, and there's the imposing figure of Christ Pantocrator in the Byzantine tradition. The inscriptions are in Greek and Latin. Everything has meaning. Nothing is left to chance. It's a 360-degree feast for the eyes.
You see what is written on the side? Saul, he was Saulus. He was even one of the first persecuting the Christians. He was entrusted by the Senate to persecute the Christians.
You know, our friend and guide Gabriella likes to say that Palermo and also the cathedral is almost like a lasagna with all the layers of influences going back to the Roman times. Of course, the Greeks didn't really make it up here to Palermo. They stopped around Termini Imerese. But the Romans, then the Byzantines, this was a Byzantine place of worship. Then it was the Arabs who built a mosque over here on this very area. Actually, there were 300 mosques scattered all over Palermo, this being one of them. And when the Normans came, they created a Christian place of worship. Of course, the Spanish left their mark. So, yeah, a lasagna of influences here in Palermo. The cathedral, founded in the 12th century, is located in the historic center. During the Arab domination, it was used as a mosque. The styles of this cathedral are Gothic to medieval, Arabic. In fact, an actual passage from the Quran is still engraved in one of the columns, to neoclassical. This area is great to walk around to take in local life. The Fontana Pretoria, the Fountain of Shame, is one of the most fascinating in Palermo. The fountain has nude statues. Legend has it that the local nuns used to cover some of the parts.
They say that Benedictine nuns of the nearby monastery, they came here at nighttime and they removed some of the private parts.
A few blocks down is the spectacular Quattro Canti, completed in the 1600s. Each facade is divided in 3 orders. They were designed by the royal architect Giulio Lasso in 1608. Each facade is decorated differently. Some of the statues depict the 4 seasons and the 4 patron saints of the city: Agata, Oliva, Ninfa, and Cristina, later dethroned by Santa Rosalia. This city was abandoned after World War II. And lots of migrants settled over here, and it wasn't until many of the spots that are now UNESCO World Heritage that a lot of people started coming back.
At the end of the 90s, I have friends who bought houses here in the historical center.
It's incredible to think that during World War II, big areas of Palermo were destroyed, and actually this building right here is one of them, and it's still in rubbles. Palermo actually got some money from the Marshall Plan, but as you can see, not everything was fixed.
On your right hand side, Saint Mary of the Admiral on your left hand side. Okay, so you see, originally this square was known as Piano Saint Cataldo, because Cataldo was an Irish saint. He was very much venerated by the Normans. So the church in front of you was built by the first Norman king in Sicily, Roger II. And on the right hand side, we have the same Cataldo church with the great red domes, built by the second Norman king, who was William I, known as William the Bad.
The oldest church and still Greek Orthodox practice here.
At the entrance of the area corresponding to the Jewish quarter.
Some signs in Palermo are written in Italian, Hebrew, and Arabic. A clear sign that at one point, 3 faiths coexisted in the city in different quarters. The patron saint of Palermo is Santa Rosalia, not far from the city. On Monte Pellegrino, there's also a sanctuary dedicated to Santa Rosalia. Okay, Gabriella, if you have half a day,
Yes.
what to see in Palermo?
I would definitely go to the Royal Palace to see the Palatine Chapel, which is an example of Arabic Norman architecture. Then I will visit a market, which is one of our traditional.
Capo or Ballaro? Which one?
Capo Ballero. Either markets are very interesting to see. And also I would see an example of Baroque architecture. Then definitely you will take a walk in the historical center to see one of our highlights, the famous Fountain of the Shame. Street food would be available in one of the markets.
Which one?
Ballaro or Il Capo.
What must you try? What street food have to try when in Palermo?
The spleen sandwich.
Ooh, that's a difficult one. And?
And the panelle rice ball. The panelle, the chicken.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is the rice ball, the traditional one.
Period, end of sentence.
Yeah,
Ours too.
yes.
Palermo has some rough spots for sure, but the historic center is a must-see. There's also Teatro Massimo Vittorio Emanuele, the largest in Italy and one of the largest in Europe. In fact, the province of Palermo is dotted with historical, cultural, and picturesque towns and cities. We have many of them featured on our channel, including Monreale, Cefalù, Termini Imerese, Bagheria, and Aspra. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and we will see you on another video of You, Me, and Sicily. Arrivederci. Ciao.